Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Please let me know where you're tuning in from. Just trying to figure this out. I want to be able to find you today. This is really my nemesis. All right, let's get started. Well, greetings again. I welcome to episode 48 of the Karen Smith Frazier podcast. I am Karen Smith Frazier, and I help middle-aged women and men learn what it takes to befriend their fear and go after their goals without compromising their values or feeling too guilty about it. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy you joined me today, especially after I had to cancel last week. I mean, I was on a roll. I had 47 episodes in a row. But sometimes the body says take a break. So that's what I did. So I thought today's topic about burnout was a pretty good topic to discuss upon my return. No, I'm not burnout. Just dealing with some health issues that are giving my healthcare providers a run for their money, and mine too. But I'm glad to be back. Before I begin, I'd like to welcome those new to my podcast. Please let me know where you are joining in from. And let's get started. Okay. So just so we're working with the same definition, Psychology Today defines burnout as a state of emotional, mental, and often physical exhaustion brought on by prolonged or repeated stress. Though it's most often caused by problems at work, it can also appear in other areas of life, such as parenting, caretaking, or even romantic relationships. Burnout is not simply a result of working long hours or juggling too many tasks, though these both play a role. The cynicism, depression, and lethargy that are characteristic of burnout most often occur when a person is not in control of how a job is carried out at work or at home, or is asked to complete tasks that conflict with their sense of self. So I ask you today, what is the one thing people are told to do when they are suffering from burnout? Yes, rest. I know a lot of folks who will take a day off or two, get a massage, take a nap, maybe even go on vacation and still feel burnt out. So, exactly what kind of rest might one really need if we're feeling burnt out? XY illustration from Barcelona, Spain described 7 types of rest. First, social rest. This is needed when social interactions drain you more than they energize you. My husband is energized by being around people. So is my partner with Africans on the East Side. They just get more energy, but not me. Some signs of needing social rest are tiredness from meetings or calls. You don't want to connect with everybody. Maybe feeling a little anxious before social events. You may be a little irritable around people. What might help? Well, taking a break from contacts, saying no to unnecessary social obligations, and maybe having that quiet solo time to reset. Also, limiting social media can help too. Number 2, emotional rest. This may be needed when you can no longer hold your emotions inside. Some signs of this may be a feeling of emptiness. You may want to cry. You may have fatigue from keeping it together and having mood swings. A lot of times this is a high, if you're dealing with high pressure situation where, for example, you have to kind of keep it together because your kids are in the room, or because you don't want to, make somebody else panic. So you're kind of holding all the emotion in your, holding it in to protect somebody else. And this may need that at some point you're going to need some emotional rest. What helps? Well, talking honestly with a trusted person, letting them know how you're really feeling. Maybe journaling your feelings, some expressive activities like art or music, and also setting emotional boundaries. Okay, the third type of rest is sensory rest. This may be needed when you are tired of noise, screens, and bright stimuli. Some signs may be an irritation from light or sound, a desire to shut everything off. Another one is that you may get headaches, or you may be sensitive to colors or movement. Some things that might help are quiet time, fewer screens, maybe soft lighting or diminished lights, some time in nature, away from the noise. And for me, soft music. I like to have some kind of soft music, maybe that I don't usually listen to, maybe like the background music in yoga class. That kind of music kind of chills me out. Okay, number 4, mental rest. This may be needed when your mind is overloaded with thoughts about decisions. A lot of stuff has to get done, and you're just dealing with it everywhere. Some signs that you may need mental rest are forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, and feeling like your brain is overheating, and maybe having racing thoughts. All right. Welcome from Strong Island. Thanks for joining in. And what may help when you have when you need mental rest? Short breaks throughout the day, writing down tasks and reminders, reducing multitasking, and some kind of meditation or mindfulness. A deep breath, throwing in a deep breath here and there has always helped me. Sometimes I do it and I don't even notice that I was stressed and needed some kind of rest. Okay, number 5, creative rest. This may be needed when you want inspiration but can't find it. So some signs may be some kind of creative block. So let's say you're trying to write a book, you've been having all these great ideas, and then you can't think of anything. So they call it writer's block. So the creative block. Another sign that you may need creative rest is you may boredom. Nothing interests you, lack of curiosity, and just have no motivation for new ideas. Something that might help, again, spending time in nature, maybe trying a new hobby or activity, playing or imagining without goals. My go-to would be like a little bit of dancing. But anyway, maybe taking breaks from your routine work to refresh your perspective, something to maybe give you some ideas. And number 6, physical rest. This may be needed when you need to restore your body and relieve physical tensions. Some signs that you may need physical rest: heaviness in the body, sore muscles, fatigue even after you sleep, and low energy. Some things that might help: sleep, naps, stretching, maybe yoga, some kind of exercise, massage or self-massage, or maybe even a warm bath or sauna, something to refresh your physical body. And number 7, spiritual rest. This may be needed when you want inspiration and can't find it. Some signs that you need spiritual rest, maybe that you have a disconnection from the values that you say you have. Thoughts like, what's the point of it all? Apathy, or that lack of interest and enthusiasm or concern, or just feeling empty. For me, sometimes it's hard to pray, and I may turn on gospel music or open up to the Psalms in the Bible. Maybe, remember a passage. For me, I guess my faith that's when everything is falling apart. I think prayer is my first go-to. So that's me. So things that can help: meditation or prayer, deep conversation about life, purpose, beliefs. How often do you have these conversations? Many of us, not that often, but they're really needed. Also, what help may be helping somebody else, volunteering and helping others. So many times we realize that a lot of folks have it worse than we do. So kind of putting things in perspective may help. So which type of rest do you think you need the most? Is it social, emotional, mental, sensory, creative, physical, or mental rest, or a combo of all of them? After all of that, what if you still feel burnt out? Well, remember, sleep is only one type of rest. And if you find yourself sleeping through the whole weekend, like every weekend, like sometimes, yeah, you need to sleep through the whole weekend. But if you notice a pattern where you're sleeping through the whole weekend and you still wake up feeling drained, it may be time to check in with a healthcare provider. There may be another reason for your fatigue, distraction, that feeling of overwhelm, and you may need to get checked out just to make sure you're doing okay. Let's see. Lost my spot in my notes. I think that more times than not, this feeling of burnt out or fatigue or kind of restlessness, it has something to do with the way we're living our lives. A way that, at some point may have been satisfying, but maybe we've been putting up with some things for a while, and now we're noticing that we've been compromising our values and maybe our dreams just to maintain the peace and to not rock the boat. For a while, with my last position, that was me. I served as a school nurse and felt like I was a great support for my students and families and staff. I got lots of positive feedback, and I was invited to be on different teams. And you could say, yeah, I was doing good, but I was exhausted. Not necessarily physically exhausted, but exhausted on a level that I couldn't explain. I wondered what would happen if I left. Who would I be letting down? And deep down, I knew these were excuses, but making a change is a risk, and deciding to make a change is a risk. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not. Well, one sunny Wednesday afternoon, the decision was kind of made for me, or at least some time off. It made me take some time off to commit to thinking about it. On that day, I got in a car accident. A car ran a stop sign right in front of me, and the injuries forced me to take some time off to heal and to have a chat with God. Okay, Lord, you've got my attention. I got my rest. And as I healed, I invested time in learning, professional development. I got a mentor. I got certified in life coaching. And I still get to serve others, not as a nurse, but of course, my health background is going to, be in there somewhere. But now as a life coach, I get to walk alongside folks who, like me, have so much buried creativity waiting to impact their lives and others. And I think Jayon China's Instagram post says it best. They said, when you've lost sight of purpose, momentum peters out, no matter how much energy you have. The cure for burnout is not just rest, but redirection. Redirecting your gaze to your purpose and calling. And when you finally aren't pursuing things for money, notoriety, and self-glorification, you'll find the clarity your soul is longing for. Cure for burnout is discovering how to serve others through your purpose. So, is what you have burnout or lack of clarity of your purpose? You may not need to leave your job or relationship, but it may be worth talking to someone to brainstorm and help you navigate this storm of unsettled feelings you may have. If that's you, please reach out to me via direct message and we can set a time to talk and see if we are a good fit to work together. We weren't meant to figure all things out by ourselves. There is power in community. And let me just take a look here. All right. So I'm going to check my notes here. All right. Thanks for tuning in from Washington, D.C. Just checking my comments. It's from Anthony Smith. It's amazing to realize in how many ways one can be fatigued. Being cognizant will help you dial up the right prescription to resolve it. Yes, that's true. And it's best to address burnout before realizing too late that you're burnt up. Very good point. Yes, yes. And always destined for greatness. Thank you. I'm glad you got value. So, yep. So today I just want to, again, thanks for tuning in. If this is an area that you would like to dive in deeper with me, then, DM me and we can connect. In the meantime, I'm reminding you to unleash your brilliance, uncover your light. The world is waiting for you. Your genius is waiting to be received by somebody. All right. Have a great week. Have a great day. Take care.